Beautiful Colorado spring day. Storm Tracker 13 meteorologist Chris Larson is standing by. He's going to give us a look at our forecast coming up. But in the meantime, we have Colby outside enjoying the weather.
Colby has been outside all day, and what a beautiful Thursday it is here in Colorado Springs. Now that summer season is upon us, with state parks opening back up, it is a great time to safely get out and do some of those hikes that have always been on your bucket list. Or if you're new to Colorado, which we know a lot of folks are, there are some things you need to know before you head outside.
Oh, you got to be careful, especially this time of year, monsoon season. That lightning rolls in out of nowhere in the afternoon. Colby Crosby is live with us right now to give us some very helpful tips and reminders on how to stay safe. Colby.
Josh, Bryn, we've had a fun morning out here in Cheyenne Mountain State Park hiking with Hiking Bob, and he went over a lot of things with us and some mistakes people make. And one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they go out hiking is simply not being prepared.
Whether you're hiking or biking this summer, there are a lot of things to keep in mind before you hit the open trail. For example, know where you're going.
You may not realize you went this way or that way, and then on the way back you might get lost. So pay attention to where you're making turns. I recommend taking a picture of when you make a turn of the signs so that you can kind of remember which way you went.
Hiking Bob, an expert in outdoor recreation, packs everything he needs to get him through a hike right on his back.
GPS is always handy so you can track where you're at, where you're going, and find your way back if you have to. Extra layer of clothes, especially right now. We're starting out in the morning. It's a little cool, so you probably want to have an extra set of clothes, something lightweight like this you can take off and then throw back in your pack as it warms up, and then have it again for in the evening if you're coming back later. Rain gear is always essential.
And with Colorado's bipolar weather, for example, monsoon season or snow in June, off the top by noon are words to live by.
No matter where you're at, if you can hear thunder, know that lightning's going to follow it. It's time for you to head back to safety and shelter.
And before you leave to go anywhere, make sure you let someone know exactly where you're going and what time you plan on getting back.
Not only tell them you're going to Cheyenne Mountain State Park, for example, but what trails you think you're going to be doing. If you're going to make a change, call them and tell them I'm going to do this trail.
But if nothing else, Hiking Bob says make sure you at least have water, food, and a map.
And if you do happen to get lost when out on the trails, it's important to remember to stay where you are. Don't continue wandering. Therefore, Search and Rescue has a smaller search area that they have to look for when they're looking for you. Don't keep wandering. It makes it harder for you to find. Here in Colorado Springs, I'm Colby Crosby, KRDO News Channel 13.
All right, thanks, Colby. Great tips, great reminders. Now,